15 Taboos in Japan. What you should never do. Japan is a country that blends ancient traditions with modern innovations, making it a unique destination for travelers worldwide. While exploring its picturesque landscapes, vibrant cities, and rich culture, it's essential to be aware of certain cultural taboos. Japan is known for its etiquette and unspoken rules, and violating these can unintentionally offend locals. Whether you're visiting for leisure, business, or study, here are 15 taboos to avoid in Japan. 1. No tattoos in public space. Tattoos carry a negative stigma in Japan due to their historical association with the Yakuza, Japanese mafia, and criminal activities. In the Edo period, tattoos were often used as a form of punishment, marking criminals for life. Today, while attitudes are changing among the younger generation, tattoos are still unwelcome in many traditional spaces like onsen hot springs, public pools, gyms, and certain ryokans traditional inns. If you have visible tattoos, be prepared to cover them. Some establishments may provide stickers or bandages for this purpose. For instance, tourists visiting onsen may be asked to either conceal their tattoos or opt for private bathing facilities. 2. Say no to tipping in Japan. Tipping is considered unnecessary and can even come across as rude. It implies dissatisfaction with the service provided. Instead, gratitude is expressed through polite words or small gestures like gift-giving. For instance, if you're impressed by excellent service at a restaurant or hotel, a handwritten thank you note or a thoughtful gift is more appreciated than money. This practice stems from Japan's cultural emphasis on doing one's job to the best of their ability without expecting extra rewards. 3. Avoid overworking yourself. Japan's notorious work culture has given rise to the term karoshi, death from overwork. While it's admirable to see Japanese employees' dedication, the culture often promotes unhealthy work-life balance. The roots of this phenomenon trace back to Japan's rapid economic growth in the 1970s and 1980s, during which long hours became the norm. Although reforms have been introduced to reduce working hours, many workers still feel pressure to stay late at the office. Foreigners should be cautious about conforming to this norm and prioritize health and rest. 4. Women and sacred space. Certain sacred locations in Japan still exclude women due to traditional beliefs about purity. For example, Mount Mine and Okinoshima Island are strictly off-limits to women. Similarly, in the traditional sport of sumo, women are prohibited from entering the ring. These restrictions, rooted in ancient customs, remain a topic of debate in modern Japan. If you're a female traveler, research beforehand to ensure you don't accidentally enter a prohibited area. While these practices may seem outdated, respecting local traditions is crucial.
5. Taboo numbers. Numbers for shi and 9-ku are avoided in Japanese culture because they sound similar to the words for death shi and suffering ku. This superstition is so widespread that many hospitals and buildings skip the 4th and 9th floors altogether. When giving gifts, avoid sets of 4 or 9, as they are considered unlucky. Opt for odd numbers, which are seen as more auspicious. 6. Choose gifts wisely. Gift giving is a significant part of Japanese culture, but not all gifts are appropriate. Avoid items like komes kushi, as the name sounds like suffering and death, chrysanthemums, which are typically used at funerals, sharp objects, symbolizing cutting ties, glass items, as they represent fragility and impermanence. When in doubt, consult a local or choose something simple, beautifully wrapped, and thoughtful. 7. Improper sitting posture. Sitting cross-legged is seen as informal and disrespectful in formal settings. Instead, adopt the traditional seiza posture, sitting on your knees when attending ceremonies or entering a Japanese home. Though this posture may feel uncomfortable for beginners, it demonstrates respect and politeness. 8. Be careful offering seats. While offering your seat to elderly people is common in many countries, it can be seen as patronizing in Japan. Priority seating in trains and buses is already reserved for seniors, pregnant women, and those with disabilities. If these seats are occupied, it's better to avoid insisting they take your seat unless they clearly need assistance. 9. Smoking restrictions. Japan has strict rules about smoking in public spaces. Designated smoking areas are available, and lighting up outside these areas can result in fines. Interestingly, indoor smoking is still permitted in some bars and restaurants, creating a unique contrast. Travelers should always look for designated smoking signs and avoid breaking these rules. 10. Respecting personal space. Physical contact is minimal in Japan. Instead of handshakes or hugs, people bow as a sign of respect. Public displays of affection, like kissing or holding hands, are uncommon and may make locals uncomfortable. This focus on personal space reflects Japan's emphasis on maintaining harmony and avoiding conflict. 11. Respect for rice is not just food in Japan, it's a symbol of life and culture. Mixing rice with other dishes, piling food onto it, or wasting it is seen as disrespectful. Instead, eat rice and side dishes separately to enjoy the intended flavors and adhere to proper dining etiquette.
12. Remove shoes. Indoor shoes are considered dirty in Japan and must be removed when entering homes, temples, and traditional establishments. Indoor slippers are usually provided by the host. This practice dates back to ancient times, emphasizing cleanliness and respect for private spaces. 13. Don't eat while walking. Walking while eating or drinking is frowned upon in Japan. Locals believe it creates unnecessary noise and disturbance. If you purchase street food, finish it near the vendor before continuing your journey. This unspoken rule ensures public spaces remain clean and orderly. 14. Chopstick etiquette. Using chopsticks correctly is an essential part of Japanese dining etiquette. Avoid the following mistakes: passing food from chopstick to chopstick, as it mimics funeral rituals. Sticking chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice, which resembles incense sticks used at memorials. Pointing at people or objects with chopsticks, which is considered rude. 15. Don't whistle at night. Whistling at night is considered bad luck in Japan. Superstitions suggest it attracts snakes, demons, or even thieves. While this belief originated as a way to warn children against being out late, it remains a cultural quirk that visitors should be mindful of. By understanding and respecting these taboos, you'll not only avoid offending locals but also gain deeper insights into Japan's fascinating culture. Remember, small gestures of respect go a long way in making your visit more enjoyable and enriching.